Hi, I'm Jessica Jackson with the Thriving in Motherhood podcast, and today we're going to be talking about finding activities that you can enjoy with all of your children. This question was submitted by another mother in our community here, Kate, and I'll read all the details to you in a moment. But if this is something that you're struggling with, if you've got kids, different ages, trying to figure out what they should be doing together, what you can do together that everyone can enjoy, this episode is for you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Jackson, and this is the new way to thrive in motherhood by leaning into who you are, what you love, your unique family situation, and personal mission to create a life that you actually want to live. I want to invite you to join me in saying no to the life of the exhausted supermom, burnout, victim thinking, being pulled in so many directions, suffering through survival mode, or being lost in motherhood, and say yes to building strong families and moving forward on our greatest goals in order to create a fulfilling life that we are excited to wake up to each day and become a soaring mother. This is the Thriving in Motherhood podcast.
I want to take just a moment and share a free gift that I've created for you called 3 Secrets to Do More of What You Love Without Hiring a Babysitter. This workshop is available for you to go watch right now and start taking action on so that you can do more of what you want to do, more of what's on your heart, more of what is important to you. With your children at home. You don't have to wait for them to be in school or for you to have loads of time. There are ways to start moving forward right now. And you can check that out at thrivinginmotherhoodpodcast.com/workshop. All right, let's go ahead and look at Kate's question today. How do you find activities that you can enjoy with all your children, indoors and outings? Mine are almost 2, 4, and 6. I know they're relatively close in age, but sometimes it can feel hard to find something they all enjoy. I also just going to a park or splash pad or to a trail for a walk, but these ideas will be met with resistance from my oldest. She'll just want to stay home, but then I'll feel a bit stir crazy at home with my youngest who would benefit from the outdoor activity. My oldest generally enjoys these things once we're doing them, but it can be hard to get past the resistance. We spend a lot of time outside, and that this increased during the pandemic, so it's not something new, just new feeling towards it. Curious if you get this with your kids or how you handle different ideas about how to spend time. Ideas for inside activities which span a range of ages would also be helpful. Okay, so this is a fantastic question, and I love it because I've heard this question from moms at this so many times when they have hit that 2, 4, 6 age range. It's like something magically interesting happens and we all of a sudden struggle with what to do with this span of kids and also with the resistance that comes from our oldest. And so here's what I recommend. Based on the fact that I have a child who from the age 6 on has always not liked any of my ideas. If I say, hey, do you want to do it? The answer is no, even if the answer is yes. So I have stopped asking this to my child, and the other moms, we talked about this about 2 years ago in Soaring Mother Society. Another mom brought this up and answers the same that I'm about to give you. And for her, again, super helpful, life-changing, fast forward. It's been a really benefit to her daily structure. So the question I would ask you is, what do you want to do with your kids? What's the activity that sounds fun to you today? And don't ask, just tell. Just go do the activity that you want to do with your children. Now, is this the case all the time? No. But most of the time at this point, yes. So, and here's why. It's great for kids not always to be able to choose everything. And when you've got lots of people in your family, and as the kids get older and as they all start talking more, if you you're opening yourself up for a constant debate about everything that ever happens. If you're always asking, well, do you want to do this? No, you don't. Okay. You just gave the entire day's power over to your child. That's not a healthy balance, especially if it's something that you need. Like you said, I'm stir crazy. I know the other kids need this. And just because the oldest says no and puts up a fight, you just go with it. Well, that neglects the needs of the rest of the family. It's an out of balance thing. So what I recommend instead, I think it's great to get ideas from your children. So we like to get ideas at specified times. So we'll have our family councils on Sunday nights. And that's a great time we say, what would sound fun to you this week? We will make a list. Maybe we don't do it every week, but let's make a list. What are the things you want to do? You get your input then, not in the decision-making moment. Then when it comes to doing things, you say, hey, today we're going to go to the splash pad. It's going to be fun. Here's what you need to do. Or don't even say it's going to be fun. Say we're going to the splash pad. I don't want to. That's okay. We're leaving and we're getting in the car in 10 minutes and this is what you need. Come meet us there. And it takes a little bit for them to adjust, but you kind of just go along with it. So the hard thing is that they're still going to resist. And so it's got to be something that you care about. So pick a why for you about why you want to do this thing. It sounds fun to you. It's important to you. The alternative of staying in the house is just not possible, whatever it is. Be determined, be calm, be confident, and just lead and say, that's what we're doing. Let's go. So I would sit down and make a list of what are the things you actually like to do with your kids. I'm not someone that like entertains my children at all. I mean, there's these amazing counselors like Busy Toddler, right? She's got all these ways to entertain your child so that you can not be interacting with them at that moment. So they're engaged in different things. That's really not my style of how I've done life with my kids. So for me, when it comes to out of the house, like I've never really thought about or focused on the age specific activities for my kids. So it's always been things I enjoy. So go to the library. I love going to the library. I don't love necessarily trying to find the books I want to find at the library with my kids. So I put the books I want on hold and then chase them around the library and pick up the books I want just on the hold shelf. Okay. So you got to adapt. Art museums. I love going to art museums or any museum for that matter. And we've done that since I've had little babies all the way on through all the ages and stages. I bring a double stroller. We teach, we train as I'm driving up to it. What do we do with our voices? Talking voices. What do we do with feet? Walking feet. Okay. How about you show me? Let's practice on the way there. We stay just as long enough to feel like we did it. And then we exit and we slowly increase time, but we try and keep it really positive. We go to playgrounds. We love going on different hikes. We meet up with friends. So they're kind of the out of the house things, but those are things that I enjoy. And so those are things that when my kids like put up a fuss, I'm like, it doesn't matter. We're still doing this thing. Within reason. If someone's sick, if someone's hurt, if someone, we obviously address those things. We'll take care of those things. I'm flexible, just like I need my kids to be. I'm flexible. But for the most part, I just lead out with what we're doing that day. The other thing, when it comes to doing things at home, so when we're doing things at home, we are reading books together. And at this point we have some schooling activities that we do together. But for the most part, especially when my kids are little, our days are filled up with things from my vision. So things that I want to do at home. And I just include them in that. So for me, that's looked like gardening. It's looked like building furniture. It looks like rearranging rooms. They all help me on that. We have a fun family project. They just all 4 kids helped me move the couch the other day. We're learning new recipes together. We're learning how to bake different things. We are going thrifting for things that we need. I am someone who once a year, kind of like, or every quarter, makes a list of the things that I need for our home, and occasionally go to Goodwill or other thrift stores to try and find those things. So like we needed chairs for a homeschooling room. That was an activity for a morning, and they did that with me. Things that also take up time that are activities. Exercising, like establishing good habits for your kids. Exercising. I will still exercise by myself, but then we'll spend time exercising together. We've got some calisthenics cards that we've been using, or yoga cards, and we just go through it together so we're not always on a screen, because I feel like that always ends in fights or debates to figure out what episode we're going to play of something for exercise. It drives me crazy. So we've got cards now set up so the kids can do them with or without me, and all of my kids love participating. Having the kids read scriptures or look at scriptures with pictures, getting dressed, putting their clothes away, making beds. All these things take time. And in these ages, 2, 4, 6, this is a great time to train those skills. Household work take time again, but those ages, often they're eager and helpful at those ages. So learning how to clean bathrooms, wipe baseboards, do the dishes every single day, every meal, unload the dishwasher, load the dishwasher, rinse dishes, sweeping, wiping tables, wiping counters, taking the garbage out to the street. This is how I do activities. Okay. So, and those we stay lighthearted. It's just something I'm doing. I might turn on music. I try and have a good attitude. But our day is mixed up, with this flow, this rhythm of things we're doing together and things we're doing by themselves. And if I'm fully engaged on the time we're together, then the kids often go off and just play or look at books or tell stories or run around outside. But that time that we're together, I'm leading that time. Now, as my kids get older, what are we baking? Like today, my daughter's like, I want to bake raspberry muffins. So we found a lemon raspberry muffin recipe, and she's so excited because she wants to use it for our poetry tea time in the afternoon, right? So like I follow their lead now. But the reason why they have lots of interest in projects is because for years they've watched me model following my own interests and doing my own projects. And so they think that's just what we do. That's part of our family culture. And so those ages of 2, 4, 6 right there, this is the perfect time to build that scaffolding. Today's episode is brought to you by the Thriving in Motherhood Planner. With this simple system, creating a life you love is as simple as opening your planner and grabbing a pen. Every day with the Thriving in Motherhood Planner, you will know what to do next, what's most important, and what to fill those pockets of time on. You won't find yourself wandering around the house wondering what to do when the kids are playing nicely for a few minutes. You'll be able to fill that effectively with moving forward on the things that matter to you. Follow the Thriving in Motherhood Planner's research-based system so that you can move forward on the things that matter to you, no matter the season of life that you are in. I'd love to help you get on a better path, one that leads to peace and confidence in your unique life with the Thriving in Motherhood Planner.
Learn more today at thrivinginmotherhoodpodcast.com/planner.
When it comes to what do we all do together, it really starts with you. It starts with you getting a vision of what you want your life to look like, of what you want your family culture to look like. Now, I am so excited because the 2024 Thriving in Motherhood Planner, and along with that, the Create Your Vision Challenge or mini course is completely redone. I feel like I went through, read the entire thing, rewrote the entire thing with this really intentional idea of how can you be an intentional parent? How can you create a strong family culture? How can you thrive in your day-to-day life? What do you need to know and be aware of about yourself to be successful as a parent, as a mom, as an individual? And so that's in the new planner, which is releasing very soon. It's early October. Now, along with this vision, I want to just give you kind of the framework of what I do over and over and over again as you are learning to structure your life and create this foundation for all of your family to flourish in. The first thing is inspiration. You always need inspiration. That's why I did the Soaring Mother Summit for 2 years. And those are available now. You can go sign up if you missed 2021 or 2022, or you just want a refresher. You can sign up and watch those for 3 days and get inspired. And I do this not just the summit, but I'm always looking for inspiration. I'm always listening to the people around me, observing what do I like? What do I notice about different families? I'm buying courses and programs from people that do things that I'm interested in, that I want to become part of my life and to learn more. So I'm very intentional about this inspiration piece. The next phase is creating that vision, doing the Create Your Vision Challenge. We're going through it in your planner and clarifying what does that look like for the next year and then the next quarter. And then we dial it down even further so you're actually working on that and it's not just something that you shove in a drawer and forget. Then the next phase, once you have your vision, is to simplify. You want to set up your environment to do the things that you want to do and create space in your day, in your home, in your life to do those things that are part of your vision. You want to simplify so that it's easy to do those things. And then you set up systems. So once you've got the environment set, now we're setting up the systems to make this thing a pattern, to make it become part of you, to make it a habit, to make it part of your family culture. But you need a system for that. Otherwise, it just gets forgotten. And so that is what I love to help women with, mothers with, in the Made to Soar Next 90 Days program. Because once you create this vision, you have this idea of what you want to do, there is a gap between where you're at and where you want to go, and also who you need to be able to create that life that you want to live. And so with the Made to Soar program, I teach you the skills and the systems and the principles that you need to know so that you can become the person you need to become to live the life that you want to live. And it's so fun because it's unique from, I think, any other group of people. Like there's lots of people teaching productivity or time management, but do those people have people with them 24/7, not getting enough sleep, and interrupted often? We don't get long, luxurious 8 days to schedule out, how they're going to go. It's unpredictable, but it's not hopeless. In fact, it's very doable. You just have to have the right skills and systems and principles that you're working from, and get a little bit creative with it. So that is what the Next 90 Days program is all about. Love to help you in there. And thank you so much for joining me this week for another episode of the Thriving in Motherhood podcast. I hope that you leave from it encouraged, and as a little invitation, sit down and write down activities that you would enjoy doing with your children at home. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next week.
Where you are planted, watch the blossoms grow.